everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you my May TBR, all of the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of May. To start things off, I do have 2 books that I'm currently in the middle of. Well, I have more than that, but I haven't picked them up in months. Those books are currently in my tripod as well, so American Gods and The Marvels are just staring at me. They're so ashamed of me. Anyway, let's not talk about that. The first book that I'm almost finished and will most likely finish in the next couple of days is The Sidekicks by Will Kostakis. So this is about a group of 3 boys who all had one best friend, and when their best friend passes away, it kind of destroys their worlds a little bit because these guys aren't friends with each other. They just had that mutual best friend, and each of them deal with the loss in their own way. And what I really like about this so far is that this book isn't separated into chapters. We just have 3 parts, which obviously they have little breaks between different sections and scenes and stuff like that, but we get the perspective of each of the 3 characters. They all have really distinct voices. Really enjoying it so far, if you can't tell. The other book that I'm currently in the middle of is this bad boy, House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. So I started reading this in March. It's taking me a while. I took a bit of a break from this one because I had way too many assignments in April and I just didn't have the time to sit down and read a chunky ass book. Okay, so I have a few bookmarks in here because there's an appendix at the back, which is often referred to in the footnotes of the story. So this here is the appendix and the index at the end. So I am more than halfway through the actual story part of the book. And I'm at the point where it's quite quick to get through because there's like 1 or 2 words on each page. If you saw my Goodreads update, I've already had a nightmare recently after reading this, and I can count how many nightmares I've had in my life on one hand, and I haven't experienced one in several years. So it was wonderful having another nightmare brought on by this one. And like, the nightmare was definitely influenced by this because there was a house, a creepy house that felt haunted. Even reading this book, it's kind of complicated to explain what it's about. So basically there was a film created by a man named Will Navidson, and in Will Navidson's house a door appeared that led into a hallway which, like, due to the physics of the house, like, it should have gone into the backyard, but instead there's a hallway that has a labyrinth inside it. Basically it gets bigger and smaller. It's really creepy. You go searching in there, things are happening. So Will Navidson set up a bunch of cameras when he was moving into the house, and as he's exploring this creepy extension of the house, I guess. And then there was a man named Zampano who wrote an essay about it. And then there's Mr. Truant who stumbles across Zampano's essay and all of his like collected items and things relating to the film. But the funny thing is there's no record of the film, and everybody that Zampano references, all the things that people allegedly said that have been quoted in the essay, when asked, they're like, what are you talking about? So there's some mystery there and some scary stuff, and I'm definitely planning on finishing this one this month. I just need to sit down and finish it. I'm curious as to how this is going to end though, like, so curious. I forgot to mention I'm also currently listening to the audiobook for Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, the 3rd and final book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. Finally getting around to reading that one, so I've only got a few hours left. I'll be finishing that one very soon as well. Next, I have another book that I need to read for my feminism and literature course, and that is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Now, I'm only reading 1 book this month because after this week, we're actually looking at Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so we get to watch some of the episodes and study Buffy, which is awesome. So in this dystopic world, women have one job basically, to breed. And if a woman doesn't want to do that and tries to deviate from this role put on her, she will be hanged or sent out to die of radiation sickness. Sounds very pleasant, doesn't it? So obviously some feminist ideas explored in here. And finally we have We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. Now I really want to get to this book because Tommy Wallach is going to be talking at the Sydney Writers' Festival later this month, so hoping that I can get around to reading this one sometime soon. But this is about a group of people who I'm assuming don't really have much interaction prior to this event, but when it's announced that there's a meteor that's going to hit Earth within 2 months and they basically got 2 months to live, I think these group of people come together, possibly. I've heard some really good things about this one as well. I included this in my TBR for the Dewey's Readathon, and a lot of you guys said you really loved this one, so looking forward to it. But those are all of the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of May. I'm definitely looking forward to finishing House of Leaves the most, not gonna lie. It's such an interesting book so far. Quite creepy. Like, it's happened a couple of times where I was reading this book and my phone started ringing and it scared the bejesus out of me. Like, racing heart and everything. It just kind of grips you, and then it's quite eerie and creepy. Anyway, that's all that I have now. So I will see you guys next time with another video. But until then, bye!